Ever wish you could use your crypto at the store? For like everyday things, instead of it just sitting there in your wallet.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well, today we're looking into the SORA card. It's trying to bridge that gap between crypto and traditional finance.
It's like a magic portal between those two worlds.
Exactly.
You can use your crypto just like cash and tap into all the DeFi opportunities.
All in one place.
And the best part, you still have complete control over your assets.
That self-custody thing is a game changer.
Right.
Most crypto cards make you rely on a third party to hold your keys.
With the SORA card, it's like having your own personal vault for your crypto.
I love that analogy.
Instead of dusty old relics.
It's filled with Bitcoin, Ethereum, all those cool tokens.
Exactly.
So how does this personal vault work? Walk me through it.
Well, it all starts with the SORA Wallet.
Okay.
It integrates seamlessly with the card. When you set it up, you get a unique seed phrase.
Sort of like the master key to your vault.
Precisely. And you absolutely have to keep that phrase safe.
What happens if I lose it?
It's like dropping the key down a bottomless well. You're not getting your crypto back.
Okay, got it. Guard that phrase with my life.
Okay.
So we've got the vault. We've got the key. But how does SORA Card actually bridge the gap between crypto and, let's say, buying a latte?
Okay, so imagine you walk into a currency exchange.
Okay.
Hand over your euros, and they give you, let's say, Japanese yen.
Got it.
SORA Card does something similar, but with crypto, it leverages a decentralized exchange, or DX, to swap between currencies.
It's DX? That sounds kind of mysterious.
It's actually quite straightforward. Think of it as a global marketplace where you can trade currencies directly with others.
Cutting out the middleman like a bank.
Exactly. SORA Card integrates with Polkaswap.io, a user-friendly DEX.
So Polkaswap is the bridge between my crypto and my morning coffee.
You got it.
That sounds pretty seamless.
That's the whole point.
So it's not just about holding crypto, it's about actually being able to use it.
And the fact that you hold your own keys adds that extra layer of security.
That peace of mind is priceless, especially with all the stories you hear about crypto hacks and scams.
For sure, security is paramount.
But speaking of security, what about privacy? Are we sacrificing that for the convenience?
Great question. With SORA Card, your crypto transactions stay private. They're only visible on the blockchain.
But what about when I'm using it for more traditional banking stuff?
Right. So because you're also connecting to traditional financial systems, there's a KYC process.
Know your customer.
Yeah. You'll need to verify your identity when you set up your IBAN account.
So it's like I have a secret identity for my crypto dealings, but I got to show my real ID to access the fiat world.
You got it. It's about striking that balance.
Okay, so I'm getting the picture. I hold my own keys.
Yeah.
I can swap crypto for euros seamlessly, and I can use it for everyday purchases. But before we go any further, can we take a step back and talk about XR? What exactly is it?
XOR is the native token of the SORA ecosystem.
Yep.
It plays a vital role in facilitating transactions and powering features within the ecosystem.
So it's kind of like the fuel that keeps everything running.
You could say that.
But how do I get my hands on some XOR?
You can acquire it on exchanges just like other cryptocurrencies. And here's where it gets even more interesting.
It's ahead on me.
SORA Card is deeply integrated into this whole broader ecosystem.
A broader ecosystem? Tell me more. Is this like a whole crypto universe we're talking about?
It's more like a network of interconnected projects and platforms built on the SORA blockchain. We've already talked about Polkaswap.
Right.
And there are other really cool projects like Demeter. It's a platform for DeFi.
Decentralized finance.
Yeah.
Okay. This is getting a bit ahead of ourselves, though.
We can dive deeper into the SORA ecosystem later.
Good idea. So for anyone just tuning in, we're exploring the SORA card.
It's a self-custodial crypto debit card aiming to bridge the gap between crypto and traditional finance.
And before we move on, a quick reminder. This deep dive is purely for educational purposes.
It's not financial advice. Always do your own research before making any financial decisions.
Couldn't agree more. Always do your homework. Now, with that out of the way, let's talk about some of the standout features and benefits of the SORA card. What makes this thing special?
All right, so one of the coolest things about SORA Card is the concept of interoperability.
Interoperability. It sounds like something out of Star Trek.
Maybe a little, but it's actually a core part of what makes SORA unique.
So what does it actually mean?
Imagine a world where you can walk into any store anywhere in the world.
Okay.
And you can pay with whatever currency you want, dollars, euros, yen, Bitcoin. It all just works.
No more exchanging money at the airport. Sign me up.
That's the dream of interoperability.
And SORA Card is making that dream a reality.
Well, it's a step in the right direction, at least within the crypto world.
So it's like a universal translator for money.
Exactly. Right now, Different cryptocurrencies are kind of like isolated islands. They operate on separate blockchains.
Okay.
SORA wants to connect those islands and create a network where different blockchains can communicate and transact with each other.
So instead of isolated islands, it's more like an archipelago. And the SORA card is my boat to sail between them.
I like that analogy. SORA Card is your vessel to navigate the interconnected world of crypto.
I'm on board.
Imagine you have some Ethereum, but you want to invest in a DeFi project built on the SORA network. Traditionally, that would involve a complicated process of exchanging your Ethereum for XOR.
Ugh, that sounds like a headache.
With SORA Card, it could be as simple as choosing which currency you want to use for the transaction.
So much easier.
It just simplifies everything and opens up a world of possibilities for crypto users.
So less brain power, more crypto power. I like it.
Yeah.
But realistically, how far along is SORA in making this vision a reality?
They're already making some serious progress. They've built bridges to major blockchains like Ethereum, Polkadot, and Kusama.
Impressive.
And they're planning to integrate Bitcoin as well.
Bitcoin integration. That's huge. It's like building a bridge between the old world and the new crypto frontier.
You got it. And that really shows SORA's commitment to a future where all your assets, no matter what blockchain they're on, can be managed from one place.
Okay, color me impressed. But with all these different blockchains connecting, isn't there a risk of things going wrong? Like a digital Tower of Babel situation.
Security is a top priority, especially when we're talking about connecting different blockchain ecosystems.
So how is SORA addressing those concerns?
They have a whole team of developers who are constantly working on security and stability. They use rigorous auditing processes to find and fix any weaknesses.
So it's not a set it and forget it kind of thing.
Definitely not. It's an ongoing effort. Like maintaining a bridge, you've got to be vigilant and proactive.
That makes sense. So let's say SORA succeeds in creating this interconnected crypto utopia. What does that mean for the average person? Will I finally be able to send my niece in London birthday money in Bitcoin without her having to jump through hoops to convert it?
Imagine being able to send money to anyone, anywhere, instantly, and for a fraction of the cost of traditional transfers.
No more waiting days for the money to clear. No more outrageous fees.
Exactly. That's the kind of impact interoperability could have.
That's a future I can definitely get behind. So let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the user experience. If I decide to get a SORA card, what's the process like?
It's actually pretty straightforward. You download the SORA Wallet app. It's available on both iOS and Android.
Simple enough.
It's just like setting up any other mobile wallet. Once you have your wallet set up, you can order the physical SORA card right through the app.
Okay.
Then there's the KYC process.
Right. We touched on that earlier. Can you remind us how that works with SORA Card?
Sure. Remember, SORA Card wants to connect the traditional financial world with the decentralized world. So to make sure everything runs smoothly and complies with regulations, you'll need to verify your identity when you set up your IBAN account.
Right. That's the key to accessing the traditional banking system.
Exactly.
So it's like going through security at the airport. You need to show your ID, but once you're through, you can relax and enjoy the flight.
That's a good way to put it. It's a necessary step to bridge those two worlds.
Okay, so I've got my wallet, I've got my card, I've passed through KYC security. What's next? How do I actually use this thing?
You can add funds to your SORA card in a couple of ways. You can top it up directly with euros using a debit or credit card.
Okay.
Or you can transfer crypto from another wallet to your SORA wallet.
So it's like topping up my public transport card. I decide how much I want to load, and then I'm good to go.
Precisely. And once you have funds on your card, you can use it just like a regular debit card for purchases, ATM withdrawals. You can even send money to other SORA card users.
So it's familiar, but with this whole hidden layer of crypto working behind the scenes.
Exactly.
I'm intrigued. But let's talk about the magic itself.
Yeah.
What are some of the specific features that make SORA Card stand out from the crowd?
Well, one of the biggest things is its global reach. You can withdraw cash from ATMs and make purchases at over 90 million merchants all over the world.
Wait, so I could be sipping cappuccinos in Rome and paying with Bitcoin.
That's the idea.
Bellissimo. What else?
They also have SEPA and SWIFT transfers built in, so sending and receiving money internationally is super easy.
No matter where in the world I want to send money.
As long as they have a way to receive the funds electronically.
That's amazing. Okay, what about mobile payments? Does it work with Apple Pay and Google Pay?
It will be compatible with both. They're working on integrating those features.
So it's like a Swiss Army knife of payment options.
You could say that. And on top of all that, they're committed to keeping fees low.
Low fees. In the crypto world, that's practically unheard of.
I know, right? It's one of the things that makes SORA Card so unique.
So we've got convenience, global access, low fees. Is there anything this card can't do?
It definitely packs a punch, but what really sets it apart is its connection to the wider SORA ecosystem.
Yeah.
Remember all that talk about DeFi and building a more equitable financial system?
Right, we've only just scratched the surface there.
We've got a lot more to explore.
Sounds like we'll need to continue this conversation in the next part. This SORA ecosystem rabbit hole is calling my name.
I'm ready when you are. So we were talking about all the cool things you can do with the SORA Card, like using your crypto for everyday purchases.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. But you mentioned something about the SORA ecosystem.
Right. That's where things get really interesting.
Okay, you've got my attention. Spill the beans. What is this SORA ecosystem all about?
Well, think of it as this network of interconnected projects and platforms, all built on the SORA blockchain.
Okay, so it's not just the card. It's a whole interconnected system.
Exactly. It's like a city with different districts. Each one has its own purpose.
So it's like a crypto metropolis.
You could say that. And the SORA blockchain is like the foundation that everything is built on.
Okay, I'm following you.
Yeah.
So what are some of the key districts in this crypto city?
Well, we already talked about Polkaswap.
The DX that lets you swap between different cryptos.
Yep. Think of it as the central marketplace of this crypto city.
The beating heart of this SORA ecosystem.
Exactly. And then you have Demeter. It's a platform for DeFi, decentralized finance.
DeFi, that's a whole other world.
It is. But basically, it's a suite of financial tools that operate without needing traditional intermediaries like banks.
So it's like a crypto bank, but without all the bureaucracy and fees.
You got it. Demeter lets you do things like lending, borrowing, and earning interest on your crypto.
That's pretty powerful, giving people more control over their finances.
Exactly. That's one of the core principles of the SORA ecosystem.
So we've got the DX for trading.
Yeah.
We've got the DeFi platform. What else is going on in this crypto city?
Oh, there's always something new popping up. They're also working on a stablecoin called XSTUSD.
Stablecoin, what's that all about?
It's designed to be pegged to the US dollar.
Yeah.
So it provides more stability and reduces volatility.
That makes sense. So if you're worried about the price of Bitcoin going up and down all the time, you can use a stablecoin for your everyday transactions.
Exactly.
So it's like a bridge between the stability of traditional finance and the flexibility of crypto.
I like how you put that.
But with all these different projects and platforms, how does SORA make sure it all runs smoothly? It seems like a lot to manage.
Well, that's where the SORA blockchain comes in. It acts as the foundation for the entire ecosystem. It's what makes everything secure and efficient.
So it's like the operating system that keeps everything running, like the city's power grid.
That's a great analogy. It provides the infrastructure that connects all the different parts of the SORA ecosystem.
So the SORA card is just one piece of this much larger puzzle.
Right. But it's a crucial piece because it's what connects the real world to this whole crypto ecosystem.
It's like the gateway to this new financial world.
Exactly. And the best part is that the ecosystem is always growing and evolving. They're constantly adding new projects, new partnerships, pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
It's like watching a city expand right before your eyes.
It's definitely an exciting time to be involved in the SORA ecosystem.
Okay, I'm starting to get FOMO.
Mm-hmm.
But before I run off and buy a bunch of XOR, I need to understand the bigger picture. What's the ultimate goal here? What's SORA trying to achieve with this whole ecosystem?
Their vision is to create a more equitable and accessible financial system, one that empowers individuals and communities.
So it's about more than just building cool tech. It's about using that tech to make a positive impact.
Exactly. They believe that blockchain technology can be a force for good in the world.
I can definitely get behind that.
Yeah.
But let's be real here. How likely is it that they'll actually succeed? It seems like a pretty ambitious goal.
It's definitely a challenge. There will be obstacles along the way, but SORA has a lot going for it. They have a strong team, a growing community, and a clear vision of what they want to achieve.
So you're saying it's possible?
I think it's more than possible. I think it's probable, but it's going to take time and effort.
Well, I'm definitely rooting for them. So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
I think the most important thing to remember is that SORA Card is more than just a crypto debit card. It's a gateway to a whole new world of financial possibilities, a world where you have more control over your money, more choices, and more opportunities.
Well said. And as always, we encourage our listeners to do their own research before making any financial decisions.
Absolutely. The crypto world is full of exciting opportunities, but it's also important to be informed and make smart choices.
Okay. So we've explored the SORA card. We've taken a deep dive into the SORA ecosystem. What's next on our crypto adventure?
Well, we haven't even talked about the specific features and benefits of the SORA card yet. Things like global reach, low fees, and all the other cool stuff that makes it stand out from the crowd.
Sounds like we've got a lot more ground to cover.
We do, but I think we should save that for the next part. We don't want to overwhelm our listeners with too much information at once.
Good point. Let's give everyone a chance to digest all this before we move on.
Sounds like a plan. So last time we were talking about all the cool stuff happening in the SORA ecosystem.
Right, all those different projects and platforms. It's a lot to take in.
It is, but I think it helps to think of it like a city.
A crypto city.
Exactly. You've got different districts, each with its own purpose.
Yeah.
And they're all interconnected.
So we've got Polkaswap, the DX,
The central marketplace of our crypto city,
and Demeter, the DeFi platform.
where you can lend, borrow, earn interest, all that good stuff.
Right, so those are two of the main districts. What else is there?
Well, they're also working on a stable coin called XSTUSD.
A stable coin. What's so special about that?
Well, it's pegged to the US dollar, so it's designed to be more stable than other cryptocurrencies.
Ah, so if you're worried about the price of Bitcoin going crazy,
You can use XSTUSD for your everyday transactions.
that makes sense. So it's like a bridge between the stability of traditional finance and the flexibility of crypto.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got a DX, we've got a DeFi platform, we've got a stable coin. What else is going on in this SORA ecosystem?
Well, there are tons of other projects in development.
Like what?
They're working on things like decentralized governance systems, ways for the community to have a say in how the ecosystem evolves.
So it's not just a bunch of developers making all the decisions.
Exactly. It's all about empowering the community.
I like that. So this SORA ecosystem, it's constantly growing and changing.
That's one of the most exciting things about it. There's always something new happening.
It's like a living, breathing organism.
You can say that.
Okay, so we've explored the SORA card, we've delved into the SORA ecosystem.
Yeah.
What's the big takeaway here? Why should people care about all of this?
I think the main point is that SORA is about more than just technology.
Okay.
It's about building a new kind of financial system, one that's more equitable, more accessible, more transparent.
So it's like a movement.
You could say that. It's a movement towards a better financial future.
And the SORA card is just one part of that.
Right. It's the tool that connects the real world to this new financial system.
It's like the key that unlocks the door to a whole new world of possibilities.
Exactly. And I think that's pretty exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
It's also a little bit daunting, to be honest. There's so much to learn and so much is changing all the time.
I hear you. It can be overwhelming, but that's also what makes it so interesting.
True. There's never a dull moment in the world of crypto.
That's for sure. So where do we go from here?
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the SORA card, the SORA ecosystem, and the vision behind it all.
We've just scratched the surface, really.
There's always more to learn. But I think this is a good place to pause for now.
I agree. We've given our listeners a lot to think about.
So as always, we encourage everyone to do their own research.
Absolutely. Don't just take our word for it. Explore the SORA website. Check out the different projects, dive into the community forums.
The crypto world is full of opportunities, but it's important to be informed and make your own decisions.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into SORA card and the SORA ecosystem.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time for another adventure in the world of crypto and beyond.